All right. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Thank you for inviting us to be part of your Synergy Traders event and this Friendsgiving event that you've got going on. So appreciate that. Let me pull up my chat screen so that I can see the chats that are going on. Good. All right. So I want to be talking today about trading strategies using the MT4Professional scanner. This is a scanner on the MT4 platform that allows you to scan through all the markets and all the symbols and instruments that you have available to look for setups that meet your own technical criteria for trade setups. So this is innovative, and this is only available on the MT4 platform. I want to make sure everyone knows that we are here for educational purposes only. The MT4Professional Resilient Traders is not an investment advisory service, so we can't give you any specific trade advice. But what we can do is teach and train you on how to use our platform on the live edge of the market to take trades and build a platform that are consistently profitable and successful. Trading with futures, stocks, forex, options, or cryptocurrency has a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money, but it also carries a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So make sure that you're aware of the risks involved and that you're willing to accept them in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. Please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Never, ever trade in a live account until you have first proven that you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And only then can you start working on the mind game, the psychological aspect of trading, which is really the most important part of your trading journey. I am Randy Lindsey, your trade coach, operations director here at MT4Professional. Joining me is Claudio Cardinale. He is our product development director and technology guru. Anything needs to be done, Claudio takes care of it in the technology world. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll be glad to answer them as we progress through today's presentation. We're going to be talking about trading strategies using the MT4Professional scanner. I'm going to talk a little bit about what a scanner is, what MT4Professional is, and I'm going to give you a live demonstration of the platform and how it works, make you a very special offer, very, very special offer, because this is that time of year again where we're coming upon Black Friday, where this is for the Friendsgiving event with Synergy Traders. So we always pull out all the stops and give you the very best possible price that we've ever offered. So we're going to make that for you to end of my presentation today. Popular trading strategies that a lot of our clients use are demonstrated here. We're going to show you some of the more simple ones because it's a lot easier to explain on the air. But if you have one brewing and that you have something that you might be interested in sharing, then I'll be more than glad to take a look at that and show you how well it performs and how well it can do on a live scanner. EMA and price is a pure price action strategy that looks for price action relative to a 15-period EMA or any other speed of EMA that you have. So whenever price is greater than that EMA, it would be a bullish signal. When it's less than the EMA, it's a bearish signal. So it's a very simple but very, very powerful strategy to identify potential entry, exits, or even trend direction. MACD and signal is another strategy that a lot of traders like to incorporate in their arsenal. Moving average correlation, convergence, divergence, moving average convergence divergence is an indicator that shows you where the spread of the moving averages are increasing or decreasing, and a signal line that it crosses to help you determine whether you want to buy or to sell at that point. It's a very predictive signal. A lot of people like to use that one. Moving average crossover is another very popular signal, especially with guppies and other ones that are using those. There are moving averages that are fast and slow, and when the fast moving average crosses over the slow, that gives you a potential buy or trend change movement. When it's less than the slow, that gives you another potential change. And so you're looking for these crosses to determine that. And trading with automated systems and ones that you've developed, You want to know when those events occur and signal whenever the possibility is there for a potential trade. You can throw them all together to make a composite trade. The EMA and price, MACD and signal, even throw an RSI in there for overbought, oversold signal, will help you to fine tune your strategy so that you're picking just the trades that you're interested in. Not a lot of noise, no fluff, just nitty gritty down to the metal. This is the trade I want, and I don't want any of the other noise. So the sky's the limit on the number of possibilities you can put together. There's always the ever present, always popular alligator indicator, which is ideally suited for the longer time frame traders, the position traders or the swing traders that are there. They're looking for three different moving averages that are moving in correlation with the market. And whenever the alligator gives a buy signal, then you go long, and a sell signal, then you go short, and so forth. And so that's another very effective strategy that many of our clients are employing today. The MT4Professional scanner can scan in real time all of these strategies and many, many more, and alert you when the conditions are met for a potential trade. So what is a scanner? What is MT4Professional? If you look at the MT4 platform itself, there are about 50 Forex pairs. There are 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames. That's more than 630 combinations to look for. So if you're looking for a trade, you're looking at each of these instruments to try to give you a potential trade setup. Do you really think that you're able to do this manually? And how often are you missing opportunities when you're out there looking for a setup and something else is out there setting up and you don't have a clue that it's even there? Well, today, if you're trading use different instruments, because it's so important to have an uncorrelated, diversified portfolio. If you're trading uncorrelated instruments, then it's a great way to remove uncertainty in the instruments that you're trading and diversify your portfolio at the same time. A perfect solution for that type of trading is the market scanner. A market scanner is an automatic tool, emphasis on automatic. It allows you to scan the entire market at any glance for a symbol, time frame, or even the rules that you have put together. And they base the decisions on standard or custom indicators. So it's not really a signal provider per se, but it's a tool that allows you to analyze the strategies that you want using the indicators at your disposal. So here's a simple example, the cross of two moving averages. Over on the right is a spreadsheet layout. You have the symbols on one column. You have the output of the strategy on the first column and the output of the strategy on the second column. So you have two different time frames, 1 minute, 5 minute, for each individual symbol. Now, these are Forex symbols. These can be futures symbols. These could be stock symbols. They could be option symbols. Whatever data you have access to on the platform, you can use these as a scanner for that setup. So whenever the moving average becomes bullish, that is when the 15 period moving average goes greater than the 30, then the cell becomes green. And whenever you have a bearish cross, then the cell becomes red. That's when the 15 period moves below the 30 period moving average. So you can see from this list very quickly, you can scan through all of those symbols and look at the output to determine which ones are the most bullish, which ones are the most bearish, and then which ones are in transition. It's really nice to get into a trade right after it comes out of transition. And that's what you ideally would like to look for. Although you want to know which ones are strong, bullish, or bearish, it's kind of hard to get in on the middle of a move. You want to get in at the beginning of a move, or you want to be identified when the move is over and then as it's starting to transition or set up into a new move. And that's what these charts show you. You see the transition set up. You see the 1 minute has gone red, while the longer time frame 5 minute is still bullish. So if this turns green, that's a transition back into an existing trend. That's where you want to enter. But if this one turns red, then that's a confidence trade because you've gone into a longer term downward move. So that means that the reversal has been locked in and you're ready to get into that trade. So these are great signal identifiers to help you to see where you want to enter and when that you want to enter. So a market scanner does a lot of the work for you. So you can focus on the more important things like managing your trade or getting your mind set where it belongs. Because once it's set up, the market scanner will search for the conditions that meet your rules and your strategies automatically. Then it alerts you when conditions are met and favorable for a trade entry or exit. Not a lot of missed trades when you're using a scanner and it's working in the background for you while you're sitting there setting your trades up. So here's another example, EMA and price. You're looking at the value of price action relative to a 15-period exponential moving average. So a bullish crossover will give you a green sell, and a bearish crossover will give you a red sell. As in a spreadsheet sell, not a sell as in a I'm going to sell it. And you can see the different symbols I have. I got some Forex pairs. I've got some futures pairs, and I've got some gold, crude oil, Bitcoin. So I've got quite a range of instruments that are here that I like to look for specific setups. So you can see the dollar Canadian is strong bullish. You can see that the US 2000, the Russell is extremely bearish, as well as Ethereum. But you can see that a lot of the other symbols are there for the taking. The ones in transition, the euro and the pound, are both in transition. If this the 1 minute has already gone green, signaling that the 5 minute will possibly go green soon in line with the 15, giving you a very strong continuation trade, which is a nice place to enter. Same with crude oil. You've got two cells that are red against a longer time green, which shows a possibility of a strong reversal as well, but you got to wait for the signal to complete itself. And I talk a lot about different time frames and why that's important, but did you know that if you trade using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of the trade ending in profit? And that's due to correlation because it's one of the advantages of using multiple time frame technical analysis. If you look at the three charts over on the right, you can see a 15-minute, a 1 hour, and a 4 hour. Looking at them side by side like this, you can see the noise of the 15-minute. It just looks like a noisy mess. The 1 hour looks a little bit smoother, but you can see it's pretty jaggedy still. But the 4 hour is a pretty smooth over this same period of time. It gives you some pretty strong move corrections. So if you're trading a 5 or a 15-minute chart and you're using a 1 or 4 hour to correlate those trades with, you're going to have a higher probability your trade will end in a profit. And you're going to have lower risk because you're not going to be trading against the predominant trend. So the 15-minute goes up and starts to correct again. You're not going to get scared and get out because you see the longer time frame trend is still bullish. It's still bullish. It's still bullish. You only get out when you see the longer time trend starting to go down. So you don't want to miss out on those trades. You want to trade in correlation to the longer term trend. So if you had a market scanner then that could search for setups that are based on your rules, then verified by multiple time frame analysis, it would be an extremely valuable tool. Here's another example of multiple time frames, looking at a 4 hour, a daily, and a weekly chart on the Euro US dollar. You can see that where the blue crosshair is where I got the signal to enter the trade. So I want to look at this chart to see why and then how that trade actually ended up. So you can see that the strategy I'm employing is a EMA and price. So here's my 15-period EMA. Here's the price closing greater than that EMA. That's one. It's including the MACD strategy. So the MACD histogram has crossed greater than the signal line, which is a bullish signal. I can see my relative strength where I'm building or gaining in strength. So it's rising. And I'm coming out of an extremely oversold condition. So those are all very bullish setup conditions for this particular trade. So you can see that at this point, across all three signals, I have a bullish trade signal. Secondly, I want to validate or verify that signal with my longer time frame chart. So on the daily chart, I'm looking for the relative strength and the MACD to give me potential signals. The relative strength is rising and coming out of a region of extreme oversold. And I have a strong MACD crossover here showing me that I have a nice bullish confirmation with the 4-hour. Last but not least is the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, I'm only going to look at the relative strength because I want to see that strength is building into this potential trade. So on a weekly time frame, you can see I do have a bullish setup coming up out of an extremely oversold condition, and that makes for a great potential confirmation and trade entry. So by taking this trade at this point, having been confirmed with my longer time frame trends, I ended up with over 300 pips of profit, which is a good move on the Euro US dollar. 300 pips is a good move. So by taking trades in harmony with the longer time frame, I get lower risk trade opportunities and higher probability trades. And it's a powerful combination for any trader because it shows the importance of using multiple time frames in your trading. A market scanner that uses multiple time frame analysis is an extremely valuable tool because it does all of that for you automatically. Problem we ran into is that on MT4 and MT5, we couldn't find any scanners that could do all of that for us. As professional traders, we wanted to have something that we could use in our own trading that help us do that. And we wanted to have the advantages of an automated trader to do it, but we could not find any. The ones that we did find had the following issues. They were too complex to configure or required a programmer to use it. They were unstable, or maybe a single tool that really didn't integrate with the entire system. They were incompatible with a lot of the indicators that we have available to us on the MT4 and MT5 platforms. And there are a lot of other issues. So our solution then became, okay, let's just make one for ourselves. And that's exactly what we did. Remember I told you that Claudio was our technology guy. Well, he sat down and started writing some code, and we came up with the MT4Professional scanner. And we use it daily for our own specific trading. It's the #1 market scanner on MT4 and MT5 now, a tool that allows you to instantly scan the whole market for setups that match your own unique criteria and rules. And when you find a good setup, MT4Professional allows you to enhance your technical analysis using multiple time frame analysis, which really is difficult to do on the standard MT4 or MT5 platform. To integrate with that setup. So stay tuned. I'm going to go into more details here in just a second, but I'm going to give you a live demonstration of the platform to show you exactly what it's like. If you have any questions or comments, please use the webinar chat panel to ask as we go. Otherwise, I'm going to just continue on and assume that you've got everything under control there. So here I've got an MT4 platform set up. This is standard MT4 mode. I'm not using MT4Professional at the moment. You can see that some of the features here are multiple windows. I've got multiple timeframes set up, but I want to be able to use multiple timeframe analysis in my trading. So you can see if I need to change this to a different symbol, like the Euro US dollar, or if I want to look to see if something else was potentially moving, then I have to physically drag and drop the symbol onto the chart in order to make that change occur. And I have to do that for each and every symbol. I can't just click on my symbol over here and make it happen. Next, if I were to see that a potential move is forming or creating here, I can't see where this possibly could be on my chart, especially if I'm in a longer time frame setup. Because the cursors are not correlated. And thirdly, if I wanted to resize the charts, say that if I go into full screen mode, you can see that there's a lot of wasted space, a lot of real estate that's out there that I just can't use. And that's a real waste. I have to physically redraw each one of these screens in order to fill that space. Now I can do that with the window command here if all of my windows are the same size. But if any one of these windows are a different size and I do that, it'll reshape and size all of my windows, and then I'll really be messed up. So I don't want to do that. So let me go ahead and launch MT4Professional. Down here on my profiles setting, I have MT4Professional set up as a profile. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and load that onto screens. Now, MT4Professional launches for the first time. It is a configuration manager mode. It'll ask you which configuration you want to load first in order to get going. So you can see a blank screen, a blank scanner, everything is there. I want to look for the EMA and price, which is the default settings. I want to make sure and go through that in detail so that you understand it. And then we can pull in some of the more complicated ones to show you how versatile it is. So I have an option to load this, and I have an option to edit that chart setup. When you first get started with MT4Professional, you will have a set of presets. Now, each of these presets are preloaded examples and strategies that you can employ and use right away. But if you click on any one of these, then you notice that the edit button goes away. You won't be able to edit any of the presets. What you have to do is you have to click on the create your custom configuration from here, and that will create a copy of this, and then you give it a name. And that's what I did here is I created a copy of that EMA and price strategy. And then now I can load it and demonstrate it for you today. You can see I've got it set up on 3 different charts, a 5-minute, a 15, and a 30. And notice that the 3 charts are different sizes. So if I were to go into full screen mode here, let me get this out of the way so I can use it. Notice that all of the blank real estate that was there got filled in automatically, and all my screens got resized, leaving the correct aspect ratio of each one of my charts. So I love that. Notice over on the scanner itself that it's sitting here scanning and working hard over there trying to go through each one of these setups. If I click on any one of these symbols, then it will automatically change over on the charts. So I'll click on gold here. Gold is in a nice bull run right now. You can see that across the 5-minute, the 15-minute, and the 30-minute that the chart is going bullish. And that's something that I wanted to see. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Okay. Also notice that the crosshair that I'm using on all these charts are correlated. That if I were to move the chart over, say the start of this move here, and you can see that that started here and that started here. So I can see a push down, a failure of price, and then an engulfing bar coming back up into that move. A close above the moving average here, and here confirms this as a bullish move. Now it's coming up into overhead resistance here, so you got to watch out for that. But at the same time, it's a nice setup and a continuation for a run. Now you're pretty long-legged if you look at the longer time frame here, but that's okay because these give you potential setups and continuation moves. So you get a lot of good information on that using your multiple time frames and using the correlation bars that are on the chart and at your disposal. So let's look at this strategy then to find out exactly why we've got these set up. So looking at the configuration manager, I want to click the edit button. And then if you see on the right-hand side, you can see the chart panel set up. And over on the left-hand side is the scanner panel. There is where I have my symbol list and where I have the actual scanner cells themselves. So let's click on the chart panel on the right, and this will show you how each chart is set up. These are your configurations. I want to have one chart larger than the other 2. So I physically took this cell here and I resized it so that it's twice the size of the ones on the right. I set the time frame to be a 5-minute from the pull down menu. And I set the template, that is how it's going to look based upon the templates that I've loaded. If you have a template that you have created, then it uses that template as a guide to show you what it looks like. So as you can see on the charts on the right, my template is a white background with red and green symbols and a 15-period EMA indicator. That's the template that I use, and I called it EMA and price. If I want to use a different template, then just click the plus sign, go to your templates directory, pull up any template that you have created, and then use it to display in the background. It's that simple. If you want to add a different chart, then just click the add chart button, tile the charts to make them look nice. If you have a specific layout that you want to do, then you can go and set up that layout as well. If you have a chart layout that you've already created in a different configuration, just click the start from another configuration button. It will pull back right into your setups right there. All right, so I'm going to cancel out that because I don't want any of these changes to affect what I've already got. Of course, you can give it any description and a name that you want to be that's smart. Click on the scanner panel and you get to access your symbol list. The symbol list shows all of the symbols that you have access to on your platform. And over on the right-hand side are the actual symbols that you've selected from this list that you're using. If you find one over here that you want to include, then simply click on it with your left mouse button. If you get multiple symbols, then hold the control key down, click on another symbol, and that will select multiple items. And then click the right arrow to add those to your scan list. And if there's anything on the scan list that you don't want, or if you want to move them around, just simply take and move that up on the list or move it down on the list anywhere that you like. If you don't want them there, then click the X button to get rid of it. Once you have your list completed, then click the OK button, and that will save it to your list. Then going back to the scanner panel, if I click on the scanner button, and this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the true nitty-gritty of the platform itself. This is your strategy. The rules that the system will use to change the color to alert you to the fact that it's a bullish setup, a bearish setup, or a particular trade. So let's find out what this is. On the 5-minute time frame, I have the rule called main CR. On the 15-minute time frame, I have the color rule main CR. Now notice that each one of these boxes define a column on your scanner. So I should have 3 different columns here. My M30 is down here on that chart right there. They're all using the same color rule. So the colors that you see here on the screen is the scanner going through, doing the calculations to determine whether this is a bullish or bearish setup on that time frame using the same criteria. So let's open the color rule itself by clicking on the pull down menu and clicking the pencil pad, which is the edit button for that color rule. This particular color rule says for the bullish condition set 1, I want it to be green. I want the close of price to be greater than or equal to the 15-period exponential moving average. If that is true, then it's going to set the sell to green and it's going to move on. Of course, you can set the color to any color that you like, which is available to you from the platform, or you can define any color that you like from a palette. It's all there and available for you. You can choose any comparison items that you have at your disposal. Here, I'm looking for the close of price. You can use the opening price. You can use the high, the low. It doesn't matter. You have access to it. Select your operator based upon what condition it is you're trying to use to compare, and then give it a value. Here, the value is going to be the 15-period exponential moving average. Now, if you want to use a different speed, or if you want to change this to a 20, or if you want to use a 15 and a 20, you can do all of that as well. It's very simple and easy to set up, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and click the plus sign here. That gives you another row. That way, that gives me access to some more values. So it's going to check this, and it's going to check this as well. So what's this going to be? Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the 15-period EMA since it's already on my pull-down list. I want that to be greater than or equal to a new indicator. So I'm going to click plus. I want to go to choose an indicator from my standard library. I'm going to look for my trend And I'm going to look for the moving average. I'm going to use that. Now this is going to be a 20 period simple moving average, right? Based on the closer price. So now I have an indicator, a 15 period cross over a 20 period simple to give me a better confirmation. So now price is closing above the 15, and I need the 15 to be closing above the 20, which gives me a more bullish setup. Same thing I can do over on the bearish side. If any of these are not true, then it's going to go and start evaluating the second condition here. So it's going to look to see if close is less than the 15. And I want to set it up so that the 15 is less than the 20. Notice that I loaded the new indicator. It automatically was added to the pull down menu. So you don't have to keep reloading it every single time. You can just load it one time and it's available to you all the time. Once that's set up, if that one is true, then it will change the conditions color of that cell to red. Once you've completed all this, make sure you give it a good name. And if either of these are not true at all, then it will color the cell the default color, which I've set to yellow. I'm going to hit the cancel button because I don't want these changes to go into my setup. But if you have a question, just let me know, and I'll be more than glad to go over that. Notice that I have that same main color rule applied to all three of my time frames. So that's evaluation is going on. It's looking for price to close above or below the moving average on each of these time frames. Once you're done and everything, then click the save button to save the changes that you've made to your computer and to the cloud. Now, MT4Professional backs everything up on the cloud. And so since it's cloud-based, you're not going to have any loss of data. Even if your computer crashes and goes away, or if your hard drive goes down and you lose everything, once you get a new computer, once you have your system set back up again, download MT4Professional, and then all of the data that was that you've created from the previous setup automatically populates into that from the cloud. And so you have not lost a single bit of data. So yes, you may have lost your platform, but you will not lose your data, which is really the value of your entire system. So all your system is there. Also, once you have set the configuration up and it's perfect the way that you like it, there's a little share icon down here in the bottom right corner. If you click on that, then enter the email of your trading partner or the first three digits of their name into the cell there. And it will automatically start pulling up a list of the different people that you can share your strategy with. You can share it with anybody, but it's better if you're chatting with someone, then you say, here, I've got this set up on my MP4. Would you like to see a copy of it? And they say, sure, send it over. And then you do that, and it'll automatically show up on their MT4 platform. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you how that's done. So if you click on the select configuration button, then scroll down to the bottom where it says received inbox. That's where the scanner that you have just sent to the your trading partner will be located. So just tell them to go to their inbox to open up the strategy that you just sent them. Once they click on it, they can create their own custom configuration based upon your strategy and make any changes they want to. And you don't have to worry about what they do with it messing up your strategy. If they start changing it and mucking it up, it's on their own rules. It's not going to be anything on yours. Okay. Any other questions before we start moving on? I'll go to a little bit more complex configuration here. Let's look for, let's see, there it is. This was the one I showed you earlier in the presentation. This was the 4-hour daily and the weekly chart setup. So this one is looking for specific setups based upon EMA and price, MACD, and relative strength. Okay, so right now you can see that the euro is extremely bearish. It's moving in a very bearish mode. The MACD has gone bearish and relative strength has gone down bearish. So, but it's in a neutral position. There's something here that's causing it to say, not quite, because the decision is yellow. So that means that there's a potential. It could be red, but right now, looks like the price action hasn't given me valid confirmation that this is a good trade setup. So what we're looking for on the setups are the configuration manager, and I'll show you that. So if we were to go to the scanner itself and look at the scanner for this strategy, you'll see that I have a color rule that's called strong signal. I have that on my 4-hour and daily, but I have on the weekly chart, I have what's called the trend color rule. So I only want to take trades that are trading in the direction of the longer term trend. So that's why I have my weekly chart only showing me whether it's a bullish or a bearish trade based upon the direction of the color rule and the strong signal. So you can see I have the trend color rule not turned on the 4-hour. I only have the strong signal turned on, and that's the one that we're using on those. So let's edit that 4-hour signal and show you what the conditions are to make this bearish. A bearish move would be when the MACD is less than the MACD. Well, what does that mean? Well, no, this is the MACD histogram, the base indicator. I have two instances of the MACD loaded. The first one is looking at this one, the base indicator. It's comparing it to see if it's less than the signal line, which is the second indicator here. Okay, so I'm looking to see if this is a bearish setup. And I need to see that close of price is less than my 15-period exponential moving average. And I need to see the relative strength is falling. That means I need to see that the price, the relative strength 2 bars ago is greater than the current relative strength. So you can see right here on the chart, the relative strength 2 bars ago has to be greater than the current relative strength, giving me a downward move. So this setup right here will give me a very bearish setup, and I'm happy with the results of that. If any of these conditions are not true, then it does not evaluate this set and it looks at condition set 2. It says, okay, well, then if that's not true, then is your histogram greater than the signal line? Is price greater than 15? And is the relative strength rising? That is, if the relative strength 2 bars ago less than the 14, you're looking for something like this right here, where 2 bars ago here is less than the current relative strength. So yes, you're looking at a rising relative strength. If all this is true, it would be green. Again, if any one of these are not true, then the default color yellow will be selected and it will go back through and scan through these again until the conditions are set up for a condition set red or condition set green. Any questions before I move on? All right. Well, let's go down and look at the trend color rule. You can see that on the weekly chart, I have that one turned on. All it is looking at the close of price being greater than the 15-period EMA. So I'm just looking to make sure that this trend right here is being obeyed. So right now you can see that the price action is less than that 15 period. So we're definitely looking for short side sell trades right now. We're not looking to buy or to go long at this point. We are looking to go short and to continue in that movement. Now, one other consideration is on this longer term chart. We are coming to some historical support. We could see the price start to bounce back up in that range. But technically, if you're looking for a trade setup, we cannot take this trade because statistically, we've seen that anytime we try to take a trade against the longer term trend, we have a much lower probability of success. So we don't want to take those trades. We're looking for it to trade in harmony with the longer term trend. Okay. Any questions? right. Can it work for third-party custom indicators? I mean, these are like indicators you've written for yourself or that you've purchased from somebody else. Absolutely, it'll work for either one. If you see that under the view menu, there is a market data window right here. If you open up your data window, then you can see a data tree of indicators wherever my mouse is located. So if I move my mouse over the chart at this point, you can see that I've got moving average, I've got a MACD and a signal line, and I've got a relative strength. Okay, so those are values I have access to for the scanner. So if I'm looking for the information that I need to tell the scanner what to look for, then this position right here, if you're looking for indicator 1, it has two outputs, the MACD and the signal. The relative strength only has one output. The moving average, it only has one output. So those are easy. But the ones that have multiple outputs, you have to tell it which one you're looking for. So output 1, output 2. That's just in that order. It goes from top down. 1, 2. If you have more than 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. Let me pull up a configuration that is using a custom configuration. I like the Hawkeye tools. There's one right there. So I'm going to go ahead and load that one. What this is a system that's looking at specific trade setups based upon trend, volume, and momentum. So using those three components on multiple time frames gives you a very strong and stable system. So you can see where the trend changed, validated with a leading trend of volume coming into that change, gave a really strong bearish signal to enter the trade and to hold that trade until the stop was exited. So what the strategy now does is it looks for those types of setups. So at this point right here, you can see over on the data window that the trend long, short, or neutral is in the short setup. See the value 1? Well, that one is firing. The long signal is not firing. The neutral signal is not firing. The short one is. So whenever that value is greater than 0, I know I'm in a short trend. You can do the same thing if you move your mouse over here to the green, where it's in the green line. Notice that the Hawkeye trend long value is long, and that the short is not there anymore. The neutral one is the white one. So if you can see the white one right there, notice that it is gone in the white up mode. So as this moves around, you can see the values switch state. So every time they switch state, the scanner sees it and lets you know that something is changed and you want to be identified, acknowledged for that. Even the signals down here on this roadkill indicator identify that trade, set up an opportunity for you and let you know that the trend entry short signal value is firing. So you can set it up on any of those settings. So look at the configuration manager. Let's pull up and edit that strategy. Go to the scanner itself very quickly. And you can see that my color rules are using multiple strategies. They're all turned on, and I've got 3 different strategies looking for these setups. I want to see the trend, I want to see the volume, and the heat map or the momentum all agreeing with my trend setup. So if you were to see this right here, then let me get this out of the way. Right there. There, you can see at this point right here, you've got trend, momentum, and volume all red. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm asking the scanner to do, is to tell me that. So over here on the scanner, it's going to display whenever that occurs, it'll give me a red, red, red. Right now, you can see the trend is white. So that's why you see a white trend here. The volume is red. Yes, it is. and the momentum is dark green. Here you can see it right there. So it basically replicates what is being displayed on the chart over here on the scan panel itself. So when I see a setup that looks very strong, like the pound US dollar, you can see the 5-minute is strong bullish, but it's not backed up by a longer term. So this could be a potential breakout, but I'd need to click on the chart to see it. So let's go ahead and click over there real quick just to see it. On the pound, you can see that the pound on the 5-minute has definitely gone bullish and has a potential breakout. All right, it's broken through the stops. It's gone green momentum, but look at the longer term trend. It's just barely gone over the trend lines itself. Even the 30-minute, it's just basically corrected back up again. So nothing has started to show that this is going to turn over. It could sit there and die. This is volume. This is volume. It hasn't even got buying volume coming in. The volume is declining and going neutral, which means that it's just a bunch of buying and selling going on. So you're basically not getting any validation that this is a true breakout. So don't take this trade. This looks like it. Oh, it's a great setup. It's a great set for it to go good. It's not being backed up. So don't take that trade. That's why you want to check it out. It looks good here, but notice this does not look good. Now, the dollar Swiss looks quite different. It's in an already established longer term trend. It's gone green. You're starting to get some volume weakness in the mid time frame, but that could be changed and offset. So clicking on the dollar Swiss, you can see that, yes, it is in a nice strong bull trend. It's consolidating at this point as the possibility to break out only when we see this 15-minute go back to a supporting volume move. And it can do that. So, but with the volume declining as much as it is here, this is called divergence. When you see price action rising and volume dropping. So you need to have strong volume supporting the move. Otherwise, it's not going to continue. So the really good information you can get from those just by selecting them and looking into those. All right, it's all displayed here on your screen, and all you need to do is just be able to see that. You get a signal alert to that, then you can see it on the screen. Let me pull something up for you real quick. If you were to go over to your scan button, to your browser, I'm going to pull up a browser here real quick and show you how mobile MT4Professional really is. Now this platform here is back in my office, and I'm using it, today. There we go. Click on that. Then I want to pull up my browser, and I want to go to lunch. And once I'm at lunch, I don't want to miss any trades. Even though the scanner is working hard back in the office, it's doing its thing. I'm still going to leave and go to the sandwich shop and get me something to eat. So what I do is I go to the MT4Professional website, click sign in. It logs me into the members area. From within the members area, I click over on the real-time scanner menu item up at the top. Now, of course, you have all the other information that's there. This is the onboarding steps that helps you to get set up and using the software. This is everything that you need, but this allows you to get into the system itself. Select the account that you're running back in the office, and boom, a copy of that gets displayed in live in real time on your mobile device, on your laptop, on your cell phone, whatever it might be. If you see a potential setup like on this dollar yen, you click on that dollar yen. What it does is it changes the configurations on your office computer, takes a snapshot of it, and then sends it to you so that you can see what that setup is right there in the sandwich shop. If that setup looks like a good trade setup, then I'm going to contact my broker and take that trade right then. I don't have to worry about running back to the office to execute that. I can do it right then. Time is money, and I've got to be able to use that to my advantage. Any of these snapshots or pictures can be saved. You can put them into your snapshot folder. You can tag each and every one of them. You can share them with your friends. You have links that enable you to do that. If you've made any of these public, then you can share them on any of the social media sites that you have access to, and it's all ready to go right there. So let me go ahead and go back to my presentation real quick, because I want to make you guys a special offer. Like I said, that we pull all the stops out this time of year to do that. So MT4Professional is a full system, gives you full featured the MT4Professional platform. On MT5, you get full access to the Skype community sessions as well. So all of the MT4Professional users on Skype, you have access to them 24/7. You get unlimited configuration storage, Telegram, emails, push notifications, and up to 100 SMS notifications on your mobile device every month. If you exceed that, you can always purchase more, and lots of 1,000. So you get access to that at any time that you like. And of course, you get all the pre-configured presets, the example strategies, so you can get off and running right off the bat. The total value is just a purchase price that we have put together for that, but that's not true. We typically offer it for $194 per month, which is our standard offer. We knock that down 50% for everybody that comes to my webinars and things that we do that. But for our Friendsgiving event today, we've knocked that down an additional 70%. So take 70% off of that. That's only $23 a month. Wow. That's a big discount. So $23 a month, you spend more than that on coffee. And this is a system that makes you money. So use the code word Synergy24 when you click on the link, and the link is right here, MT4Professional.com/trial. Enter the code Synergy24, and the price will change back down from $97 to $23 per month. Now, this is not a 1-month code. It's not a 3-month code. This is a lifetime discount. So once you get this code, then you have access to the full MT4 system on either or both MT4 and MT5 platforms for $23 a month. MT4Professional.com/trial. Use the code Synergy24, all uppercase, Synergy24. If you have any questions or comments, then you can contact us at support@MT4Professional.com. That is support@MT4Professional.com. We guarantee a 24-hour return on any questions that you answer us. We typically will respond within an hour or less, but sometimes it's on a weekend, or sometimes we go to lunch and so forth. So we guarantee that we'll get back to you within 24 hours. If there aren't other questions, then I will go back to the demo and pull this up on the screen. And then I'll leave the link and the trial setup. One thing I didn't mention was that it does come with a free 14-day trial. Once you get started and download the software and start using it, you're not going to be charged a penny until the 14-day trial is completed. Once the 14-day trial is finished, then it will start on the 15th day, charging you $23 per month. You can cancel anytime during the 14-day trial, and you won't be charged a penny. We send you 3 emails to remind you that the 14-day trial is about to end, and they're sent out at 3 different times, 3 different days, to let you know that the cancellation is there, but you won't be charged a penny. Once you're in the subscription, you can cancel the subscription at any time. You get full access to a full month of data, full month of use of the software. You can cancel at the first of the month or at the end of the month, but you get a full month of use out of the software. And you will lose the discount, though, if you try to come back and sign up again. It'll go back to the original price before the discount. So make sure that you understand that going into that. But use the link MT4Professional.com/trial to get started today. Lock in your $23 a month subscription. And then if it doesn't look like it's working out for you, just cancel out within 14 days. Keep all the money that you made in the meantime. That's fine too. Are there any questions? Is there any strategies that you want me to look at while we have a little bit of time? Anybody have any specifics? That's right. That's right. We want it to work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then don't use it. But we know it will. You have your strategy working and set up, then it'll work for you, and it'll do all the work, so you don't have to worry about it. You're very welcome. The the platform itself does not include the indicators I'm showing on the screen. These are custom indicators that were purchased from a company called Hawkeye Traders. So you would need to have a copy of these indicators running on your machine in order to use them. Most of the indicators, the default indicators on the screen that I've shown you today, are included on the platform. So you can use those and you have full access to those. But if you already have this software, then I can share this configuration with you right now. All you have to do is give me your email, or if you've already started your trial, and I can share the configurations that I've developed for these platforms and systems with you in real time. And I'd be glad to do that. Or you can request anyone in our Skype chat room, which is free, by the way, to share with you or to explain something to you that you might not get, or to walk you through an example that you might have missed out on. So we encourage you to join us in the chat and on our quest for trading excellence. Is there a Forex trader that you would be willing to recommend? You mean a trader like a system or a trader like a person? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, I'm about out of time, so I'm going to have to close things down. Just remember the link here, MT4Professional.com/trial. Lock in your 23-month subscription using this code, and you can always contact us at support@MT4Professional. A trading company to sign up. Okay, a Forex trade. Yeah, I'm using Oanda. Oanda is a company that gives access to Forex to U.S. residents. You have to find a broker that is accessible to U.S. residents. So I like Oanda. I like their platform. I've worked with them for a long time, and I think that they're reputable. Plus, I can set up a trial platform, and it stays good for life. I don't have to keep logging in every single month. So that's nice. And then I can put my real money into an account and trade directly through them. And I can set up multiple accounts as well. There are a lot of other brokers. So you can do a Google search for US based trade brokers if you're a US citizen. If you're not a US citizen, you can trade with any platform. FXCM is another one. There's a list of those, but all right. Thank you very much for your time and attention today. David, are you there?